The ones who were closest to Jesus were the ones that had the hardest time accepting him as the Messiah. This passage that St. Mark tells us, I think, can teach a great lesson. It teaches a great lesson to me. That oftentimes the hardest people to love are the ones closest to us. I was raised in a very good family. I was very, very blessed, and my parents taught us to be very respectful and very kind, very courteous. And we'd be at church and somebody said good morning. They'd say, no, say good morning. Say thank you. When we did work, we mowed the neighbor's lawn. We're supposed to, and they gave us $5. We were supposed to say thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Very kind, very respectful. Many of you were raised that way, weren't you? That's a good thing. I think about people working like at a diner. I think about witnessing people in a restaurant, and you say to the server, May I have some more ketchup, please? The server says, well, of course, I'll go get that for you right away. Then I think about life at home. We were so good at being courteous and kind and loving to all those, and then we get home and all bets were off. All bets were off. At the restaurant, can I have some ketchup, please? Oh, of course. I'll be right back. Anything else you need? No, thank you. At home, hey, can you grab the ketchup for me? What, are your legs painted on? Get it yourself. Oh. I guess we're only respectful to strangers. You know what I'm talking about. This is a common experience among all of us, and Jesus is experiencing it too. And I think the lesson for us is really simple. Love starts at home. We can look around the world and go, oh my gosh, there's so much going on and it's so crazy and there's so many needs and so many issues and what do I do? Well, there's lots we can do, but my recommendation for all of us is start at home. Start at home. What you would want out there in that realm, do at home. When you're not being paid for it. Huh? Amazing how challenging that is. But what a great lesson. What a great lesson. And I'm preaching to myself. I'm preaching to myself. But I think this is what Christ is calling us to. He's calling us to be a part of his family. He's asking his disciples to call upon God as our Father, that we are brothers and sisters. And the hope of God is that we would treat each other well. So now, I guess I want to say, considering sort of what I've been talking about, is I don't know if I want everybody to treat each other like family. And maybe that's the problem in the world right now, is we're treating everybody like we treat them at home. Maybe the God wants us all to wake up. So let's start at home. And let's be this holy refuge, this place of love and honor and respect. That's not easy. And I think that's why it's so challenging, because it's going to hit us right where it counts. To be patient when it's hard. To be kind when it's hard. Charitable when it's hard. I can think about my life in the seminary, how we approach God and how we can become comfortable with God the more we're around him, and we can let our guard down. I was amazed by this at the seminary. I was there forever. Seminary takes 9 years. And every year, the longer I was there, I noticed this. The new seminarians would arrive. These men who've just said yes to wanting to be a priest, and they show up to the seminary and they have all of this energy and all of this desire. And those men spend a lot of time in the chapel praying. They spend a lot of time getting to know Jesus in prayer. And you know what the interesting thing is? The longer a man is in seminary, and the more he studies theology, the more he gets to know God, the less time he spends in the chapel. He has to be very intentional not to do that. Because we think we know God because we know theology. I think that can happen with us at home. Think about when you first started dating your current spouse. Huh? But yet, the longer you get to know somebody, the less time you spend in the chapel. It's a temptation, isn't it? The less effort we put into that relationship. It's a challenge for all of us. It's a challenge for me as a priest to stay holy, stay in the game, stay faithful, still be that man of prayer, seek the Lord, to still be that. I need to hear that. And maybe the message is for all of you too. Stay in it. Go for it. To keep after it. I think that's the message that God has certainly for me today. It's really easy to look out there and go, man, that's crazy. We got to do something about that. And it's true. For me, the message is, just look within our own fence. Look on this side of the fence and inside our own doors. Let's begin there and do what we can to love, to be holy, respectful, good, kind. And then from there, it begins to leak out over the fence. That's the vision of the kingdom, isn't it? That's the vision. That we ourselves become transformed. And after this transformation takes place, we can't help but go out into the world and bring it and to make a change there. Anybody pass the ketchup? Oh, yes, Father, of course we would. I know you would. Just do it at home. Just do it at home when they ask you next time. Remember that, huh? Let's be that kind of a person.